Hello there, I'm Jonathan Kidd. This is Chelsea Blue, and this is Gary Davison. And we're going to be chatting about all things Chelsea and particularly the game at the weekend and the transfer news. Let's start with the 2-0 victory against Fulham, which has caused such contention, has caused such vilification of somehow Chelsea are the worst team involved in VAR incidents that seems to reflect on them in some way, which I find so absolutely ridiculous.
I still have the view that if you put your foot down and on somebody else's foot, that surely is a foul.
If you kick somebody like that and stamp on them, I mean, I actually with a couple of Fulham fans, I've said he stamped on him, and they went stamping. No, he didn't. He just pivoted, but he was doing a trick, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, doing a trick, it seems to suggest because you do a trick and it's thought to be skillful, you can
he,
put your foot
he
wherever
spun.
you
He
like.
did that thing of spinning in front of the player, which would you believe I remember being obstruction years
Yeah,
and years ago. If you did that
yeah,
kind of thing in front of a player and denied them the opportunity to get the ball, you were obstructing them. In
yeah,
the same way
exactly.
that if you stuck your bum in somebody and moved away towards to let the ball go out for a goal kick, some referees gave that as obstruction as well
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
first came up. But that seems to have been accepted. So this spin thing that the player does in front of the other player to keep the ball and spin away from him. If you then stand on somebody, it's a foul.
Well, it seems also the fact that an 18-year-old scored a good goal. I wouldn't say a great goal, but
Yeah, but
finished it
that
well.
was given as some kind of reason for awarding the goal.
Yes. Oh, the boy should have the goal. He should have the
Yeah,
goal taken away from him. So, I mean, the other thing I think the contentious was the referee didn't give the foul, isn't it? And then
that's right. That's right. So
VAR who
they were
said
saying
no.
that they'd left it on field.
And then, of course, then we had a bit of somebody trying to stir contention with a penalty. Of course, that was dismissed. At least Match of the Day, which I watched, accepted it was a penalty. It was a handball and it was a penalty.
Yeah, they were saying there was in the build-up, Pedro had pushed somebody and handled it at the same time, and you just go, well, no,
Yeah.
that was.
And even they thought there was nothing in that.
I,
The other thing I thought was very is the contention about the first goal. Why it was in the ninth minute? Well, as far as I know, the rule is the referee will play a minimum of 8 minutes.
indeed, indeed.
It doesn't say we'll play 8 minutes and stop.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
I thought their normal practice is they wait for a corner to come over. If nothing happens, they then blow up.
usually they do.
But in
Yeah,
this instance, he'd obviously seen something of some time that was being wasted, and he added
yeah,
the minute
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
once again, that was the cries of 1-0 to the referee and then 2-0 to the
yeah,
referee by the
yeah,
Fulham fans,
yeah.
who incidentally are a very very raucous lot. My
They
goodness
were
me,
they were angry. They were
angry,
angry.
angry. They're an angry bunch. The
I
anger
mean, to boo
directed
Delap. I
towards
mean,
us. Yeah. Well, they called him "you fat bastard" as well.
yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
and they were happy. They were happy he was injured. Was just now that's a very interesting point to Lap being injured because it's actually effectively changed the season.
Well,
It's
potentially
completely
it has
changed the
that risk.
season.
I wonder though with we don't know. I mean, how long he's going to be out. I mean, we've been told 6 to 8 weeks, which is possible because it depends on the extent of the hamstring injury. But hopefully, even if it's 8 weeks, and you're giving 2 weeks for the break, another 2 weeks international break at the end of October, he'll miss potentially about 6 games, which is a lot. Do without that, but it's not horrific in that sense. So I
No.
mean, we'd have to wait and see. But it does change. It does that, and also interesting. We're going to talk about it. But Levi Colwood's in the Champions League squad. Find that interesting as well. To suggest that maybe they don't think he'll be out for quite as long as
Well, I
we
suppose also
thought.
it may mean if they get any further in the competition, he would then be available for
No, well, they can change.
later
Well, remember,
on.
the squad can be changed in January anyway. If you get
It
out,
can be changed. Okay,
so
okay.
he could have been added after
Yeah,
that. So I'm just wondering why they've added him
yeah.
between now and January. But that's interesting. But
Yeah,
I
but no,
thought going back to
it just means they've only got the one. They brought it. They've suspended Gui's um, loan move to Sunderland to stay at Sunderland. He's come back,
he's
and
come
it
back.
just strikes me that that's the only alternative. It puts a huge burden on Pedro.
It does. It
Who I
does. I
have to
mean,
say, I think is a great player. I think
he's a,
we've really
he's a,
sporting directors have come up with obviously looking at the stats with a real player of great potential
absolutely he's
and
terrific,
skill.
and because he's. I mean, what I didn't realize until I saw seeing him live is how good in the air he actually is.
Yeah,
We've got a very very powerful head of the ball.
Well, he's great.
Good he's got.
He's got a great shot on him, and he controls the ball fantastically. But I
Exactly.
noticed at the end of the 90 minutes against Fulham, he got cramp, and he was exhausted,
Have to
absolutely
be careful
exhausted,
how much they
because
play.
that's the longest he's been on. All the other games he's played, he's either come on as a substitute or he's played for 60 minutes and been replaced with Delap. So, and then we had the farce of the Jackson transfer of trying to
Yes.
call him
We
back.
ended up getting a better deal by
What?
the delay.
A deal worth 810 million.
Wasn't
Sorry,
there
wait,
was
810. I'm
no
talking bollocks. So 80,
18,
81.
but
That would be
there was
fantastic.
originally
81 million.
yeah, but there was no obligation to buy in the original deal,
No, that's right.
just a loan with an option to buy,
Yeah.
which changed to becoming an obligation when we called him back, and that was that extra discussion. So we ended up with a good, very good, healthy loan fee. In fact, apparently the record loan fee,
Yeah.
and potentially another 71 million to come with this obligation to buy, depending on appearances. What we don't know is how many appearances he has to make.
A quick analysis
Yeah,
um, of the transfer window. I think the Buonanotte signing is excellent. I've always thought he was terrific when he played for Brighton, and when he went to Leicester, I still thought he was terrific. I thought I don't understand his being loaned to them. It's strange that he's not in the Champions League squad, but
yeah, I've heard stories. I mean, I agree with you. I think he's a touch of wine matter about him as well when
yeah,
he wants to
yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody has said correctly, why is he not in the squad? I did see something, whether it's 100% true, I don't know. We need to check it, but it's saying that because of his status at Brighton, he was there for 2 years, and he went to Leicester last season. There is something that's stopping him being registered for the Champions League squad until January 2026.
Right.
Now that has to be confirmed, but if that's the case, that would
He'll
explain
still
why
be in
he's
then.
not
But
in
and
there.
also Lavia hasn't made it in, and I think that's because they're
Lavi's in the under. He's qualified as an under 21, so he's still allowed
are we
to
still allowed to
in the
play?
B
Is
squad.
he? Oh, well,
Yes,
well done.
yeah. So
Other
that's
signings, I'm not convinced Gittins is going to have much of a season because he looked he was kicked up in the air in the first game of the season and then provided nothing. And every time he comes on as a sub, he's similarly not providing anything. I think
yeah. He doesn't. I mean,
Garnacho will take over from him. And
I
I
think
have to say I'm a fan of Garnacho. I thought who played brilliantly for United the season before last, and I think
so am I. I think
last season didn't really. I think because the team was so dreadful, he obviously fell out with the manager. In the same way that Delap played very well for Ipswich at the beginning of last season and then faded away because the team was so bad. But Delap's a terrific player. And obviously the other signing, Estevo, fantastic. Asugo, it's a mini Moises. Who else? And obviously selling Desazi, Felix, Petrovic, Chukwemeka, Ugochukwu, Vega, Chilwell, Broja, Kepa. Has Sterling gone somewhere? That's the case. Have we sold
well,
Sterling?
Sterling is still in the sort of bomb squad, and
Indeed, he is. He is.
they couldn't obviously
They
find
couldn't find him. And
a loan
Alfie
deal.
Gilchrist has gone to West Brom, hasn't he?
Yes, for something
Bashir
like
Humphries has gone as well. I remember Bashir Humphries making his debut against Man City away and being completely out of
yeah,
his
they're
depth.
all clear profit as well for us,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
good.
yeah. So I think we've had a pretty decent window. But it'd be interesting to see how Maresca copes with not having Delap, how he manages to manage the
Yeah,
situation. We'll have another episode previewing the Brentford game, and that'll be in
yes,
about 10 days' time.
about 10 days time.
Good stuff.
Till then, we can watch the internationals if you want to, or not bother if you don't
Not
want
bother,
to.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and a free weekend.
Good
No
stuff.
footy.
So we've been Chelsea Blue, and see you again. Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.